that is from age 5 to around 16 average. Of course, the illiteracy rate is dropping down, meaning, but see how long it takes. By standard 5, that is like grade 5, there's a considerable number of people who cannot read Swahili. Swahili is the national language of Kenya, who cannot read English. That means just a paragraph of English, they cannot read it by class 5. And then cannot do subtractions, like probably if you ask them 8 minus 5, they say 2 or something like that. So it's really a challenge, because of course you have seen how they are learning. It's just by memorizing. So that's why it's only the people who have like private tuition, or what more, or the children of teachers. Those are the only ones who succeed in this level. So I don't know what more I can say about that. Okay, but you can keep your questions for anything that is not understood. So I'm just continuing with the challenges. The pre-primary education is a disguise. It's really not free, because actually people were paying before, but now the government said, oh, you don't have to pay for anything. But then the principals and the heads of the schools are making it really difficult, because they say you have to come to school in uniform, in full school uniform. So you have to buy, the parents still have to buy the school uniforms, and then they do some kind of tricks. Let me call them tricks. I'm really sorry for saying this, but I can remember one day, I didn't go to the private, I didn't go to the free primary education. It did not find me, but I can remember a certain teacher. She was saying that the principal has asked all the students to come with 100 Kenyan shillings to buy brooms. So they just use brooms for sweeping the classes. So they just put the money in the pocket, share it with the teachers, and then go and get brooms from somewhere, just cheap. So they do anything to get the little money that they were getting before. Okay. The poor performance in secondary school due to multiple choice in primary school. This multiple choice, if you are used to crossing, just finding choices, crossing an answer, that is correct, that is not correct. And then when you go to secondary school, then you will not find the words to explain what you're feeling in your head, because you're not used to it. Okay, so that leads to poor performance in the secondary school. And then admission to universities is a challenge. To go to a Kenyan university, public university, every year you have to attain a certain grade. If the Minister of Education feels like, okay, this year they have to get an A minus, everybody, so that is what everybody is going to struggle to attain. Maybe you are really intelligent, but something happened in the exams, so you are not able to attain the A minus. You attain something like B minus. A minus is something like 70 to 75. That is A minus, 75% over 100. So they have to attain something like that to go into public university. Actually, they get a loan. It's called Higher Education Loans Board. They give the loans to the students, and then they're supposed to pay it 10 years, within a period of 10 years after they get employment. So people run away if they don't pay, so others come to Denmark. So the others who don't get that opportunity go to the private universities. Remember at the beginning I mentioned that there are 19 private universities in Kenya, and they are extremely expensive. I'm insisting because it is true. For example, it's like thrice the amount of public schools, public universities. But then also the public universities, like the one I went to, initiated a program which is called a parallel program. That is, if you did not attain the grade like A minus and got the money by the Higher Education Loans Board, you can pay, or you can go as self-sponsored. it's nice, but it's really expensive. It's too expensive, but at least it gives other people opportunity. It doesn't, the education system in Kenya, okay, fine. I was thinking when I was making this presentation, okay, we have had only 3 presidents from 1964 because they have been rigging the elections and pushing whoever wants to come to the seat. And then I'm thinking, there are so many educated people, but how comes we are not developing? What is happening? So then I remembered, I just thought that the education system is one of the, it's not the only, but it's one of the contributing factors to that, because of how I've explained what is happening to it. People concentrate on getting the best jobs other than learning, you know. When we do MA, everybody wants to learn at the end of the day. You learn something, you find something new, you like analyze a theory. Okay, we do that in our universities, but then after finishing, you just scramble for the next job which you will get, which is also a challenge due to tribalism. Remember, I told you we have 42 tribes, so that means there is a leading tribe and then there is a low tribe, like insignificant tribe. If you are in an interview, this happened to me a lot of times. I've been looking for jobs everywhere. I was looking for jobs, that is last year. So I was in this school. I have my papers. I got a second upper. That is, we have a first class, and then we have second upper. That is the performance, right?
Yes.
And then we have second upper, second lower, and then pass. So I got a second upper. That is pretty high. And then I was seated with a girl. She had a pass. She was happily showing me her papers. Oh, so we are here at the interview. Have you already got it? Yes. Are you nervous? No, I'm not. So she's saying she's not nervous. You have a pass and you're not nervous. Okay, fine. So, and then we were called in after the interview. And then so the following people have been accepted for the job. My name is not there. I got the highest mark. Okay, fine. Even though I don't know what went wrong, but tribalism is high. Because it is not only one time it has happened to me. If you are of this tribe, they consider you, I don't know why, maybe loyalty or something like that. So the grading system to join national school, I think I've explained that in a different way. In class 8, 844, so at the end of 8, right? You have to get a certain grade to go to the best schools. So there are best schools and there are worst schools. National school, provincial school, and then district school, and then there is Harambe school. It's called Harambe because it's community who sponsors it. The people who don't feel like going to school are forced to go to those schools, the people who failed tremendously. So I think it's a challenge because at the end of the day, the people who went to the provincial school could get even higher grades than the ones who went to the other schools, because it is an unfair system. Traditions and cultures affect schooling. We have nomadism, that is moving from one place to the other. There are some, in northern Kenya especially, there are some tribes. They move with cattle and goats. I don't know if they are camels. Yeah, I think camels are there too. So they move looking for greener pastures. So actually, I was listening to, and when you're in university and you're doing your bachelor's in education, you have to get an internship, but we call it teaching practice. So when we went to teaching practice, there's a girl who was telling me, she was my classmate, she was telling me that one day she went to class and found nobody in the class. And then she saw a little boy running around. The boy is saying, oh, I'm looking, I think I lost a goat. I think he says that. I think I lost a goat. Where is everybody? They have moved to the next village because the grass is drying here. So it happens a lot. And at least right now, the Kenyan government has created mobile mobile teachers, I think, mobile teachers to move with them. So they just have to warn them that they are moving the next day so that they move with them. And then there's these early marriages. If a rich man promises the parents of a girl, probably 14 years old, even up to 9 years old, that they are going to pay a lot of money for them, then the child is forced to get out of school and marry the man. But the human rights organizations like the UN, they are intervening in that sector. And okay, this circumcision is just the same. Some students have to forego the last trimester of the year because they need to get circumcised and all those things. So they don't go to school because some of them don't get well. So they have to call off the semester or just ask the teacher, oh, I'll be back next year, something like that. And then there's also corporal punishment. It never happens here. I heard that if you beat somebody here, you'll be arrested. In Kenya, if you are angry, if a teacher is angry at the student, hey, come here, touch your toes. So you have to sit like that and then you get a whacking on the buttocks. But at least there are laws that have been enforced for that. So if you beat a child, then the child goes to the doctor. The doctor writes, this is molestation or something like that. Then the child goes to the police station, and then the teacher is arrested. I've never seen that happen, but that is what is supposed to happen. So the teachers beat the children in such a way that they cannot see the evidence. The doctor will say there's nothing wrong with you as much as you are in pain. So the laws are not enforced. I don't know if you can see that.